Hey Lan, hi folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I use him pronouns. It might look like I'm filming the video from a void, like in space or something, but I can see everything clearly when I turn around. It's just from the camera's point of view, the background looks like I'm in space. I'm in like some void. It's not green screen, it's actually like this from the lighting point of view. And I added this orange light here so it can help illuminate my face, otherwise my old videos look like this. So I thought extra lighting would look nicer. So I'm using my LED light for once that I bought ages ago and just left here. In today's video, I want to talk about things we can do if we're starting to feel a little bit dull in our lives or a little bit dull in our routines. Just some tips or some suggestions of things we could try or you could try if you're feeling a bit dull or stuck in routine in your life at the moment. So the first thing I recommend if you're feeling a bit stuck or dull in your life or feeling a bit dull is to identify what your days look like. Identify what your routine looks like. So go like day by day, just like write down the things you do, whether it's like work, if it includes work, chores, just write down things that you do. What does your schedule look like? What does your daily or weekly routine look like? And like the more detailed the better, because if you're more detailed, you can sort of see the nuances and where things might be missing. So like write down what your days look like, what your weeks look like, what do you do, what are the activities involved, work, chores, grocery shopping, everything. And then it's a good baseline to see what you're already doing, whether you realize or not, because a lot of us live in this like automated state like a lot of the time, because if we think too much about our routine, it overloads the brain. So we do things that sort of, we automate things in our lives, and then we just do it without thinking. Like, I don't think about brushing my teeth, I don't think about taking a shower, I just do it every day out of habit. These things can be important too, because I mean the automated things, so sometimes we automate and we like go on some social media for hours, we do something that's very mind-numbing for hours, and this links into the video of why we might be feeling dull. So after we've identified our routine or like the things we do in our day, our daily schedule or weekly schedules, it can be helpful to categorize things. What I mean by this is things that are like necessary, like sort of we have to do them, such as go to work, we have to go grocery shopping, we have to, if you have kids, take care of kids, etc. Like things that are like cannot like neglect type things, like things that need to be done. And then there's things that are like we don't necessarily have to do them, they're just like entertainment, like could be a category for like entertainment or like downtime, a category for necessary things to do, a category for chores, a category for social, a category for, you can like categorize it however way you like. But I think the biggest like thing, I guess the thing that would help most is like categorize between like necessary tasks and activities and like things that are sort of optional, if that makes sense. I guess next with the like optional activities, like things that aren't like mandatory or like things we have to do to like survive and like keep like living, like go to work to make money and pay rent and pay mortgage, what all of these things that that are essentials to surviving and living essentially. With the optional things or the things that we don't have to do and we do them whether it's automated or not and whether it's helpful or not, just to identify those and ask ourselves, am I enjoying this? How much energy does this take out of me? Am I actually enjoying this? Am I doing this because it's become like automated, or do I really want to do this? Such as, this is very common, but it happens a lot. It's like everyone goes on their phones, everyone stays on like scroll social media. And the question to ask ourselves is, do we really want to do this, or are we doing this because we're stuck in a loop? It's not just social media. It could be other like things that we don't necessarily find fulfilling, but we just do it anyway because it's like habit or something to pass time or something like that. That could be contributing to why we feel dull or feel like stuck in routine. Is doing things that are mind-numbing but not fulfilling, something that we don't necessarily want to do but we just do it out of habit anyway. Identifying these things, and then from here, that's when we can start changing things. I guess I want to mention that the other reason we could feel dull is not necessarily because we're doing like mind-numbing things or things that don't bring us fulfillment, but it could be because we're lacking something. It's like we're lacking something. It could be we keep doing a certain sport, or like, for example, for me, I've been doing martial arts for half my life, and I do love martial arts and I do enjoy it as a form of exercise. But as of recently, I've been getting bored of continuing to like do boxing and taekwondo and kickboxing as a form of exercise, and I was itching for a different form of exercise. It's not that I didn't like exercise. It's not that I don't like exercise. I love exercising. I love moving. It keeps me sane. It wakes me up. But I'm just feeling a bit dull with the routine of just doing martial arts and just keep doing martial arts without anything else as a form of exercise. And so I started swimming lessons only like last week of filming this video. And I absolutely love it. Like, it's just so relaxing. It's novelty. I'm learning new things. I'm challenging my mind and body in like a new sport. And I discovered like underwater boxing, which is like taking something I know and do well and applying it in a different context. Since I'm on the topic, I'm just gonna talk about that. It's like something we could do to like bring like novelty or like excitement in our lives again is taking something we know already or something we already love and adding a spin on it. Like in my case, taking boxing and doing it underwater instead of on land. Even that, just that one element, just doing it underwater instead of above land, adds so much excitement, adds so much novelty. There's just like an extra layer of challenge to it, and I absolutely love it. For you, it could be like you might want to get back into reading. Instead of reading at home, you might want to go to a library to read, or go sit at a cafe to read while you sip your coffee or a drink that you like. It's just like taking something and then adding something on it, or doing it in a different way, if that makes sense. I only had my boxing example. I don't know what else. But yeah, that could be something to try if you're feeling a bit dull in life. And I forgot the original point of this segment. With the lacking, it could be anything. It could be we're lacking social elements. We're lacking exercise in our lives. We're lacking engaging in our hobbies because we have no time or energy to do so. It could be anything. It's like about identifying the missing pieces or missing elements of our lives that help keep us balanced, and starting to reincorporate that into our lives. That could help with feelings of dullness. I guess another thing is also identifying what helps you feel balanced. Like, what is it that you need to help you feel balanced, help you feel grounded? For me, balance, I need a balance of sitting and exercise, for example. If I just sit all day and not move or like exercise, then I start feeling dull. I need a balance of exercise and like periods of downtime. That those two need to be balanced. Also, content consumption, and like content consumption could be anything like music, videos, film, anything like digital media consumption. I need a balance between consuming it and not consuming it. So if I get sick of it, then I'll get off it for like half an hour to help me regulate. So that's sort of how I keep balance. And that's just my example. So Identifying what you need to keep you balanced, how much of each thing do you need to help you feel balanced, that is also something to consider. Just adding on the topic of balance, it's just identifying if we need to cut back on anything or things that we don't feel like it's serving us anymore. It's like things that we've done in the past that might have worked really well for us, but at this point in our lives, with the current version of us, the thing we did in the past might not be so helpful. And I just noticed the shadow of my glasses lens from the light. Anyway, amazing. Things that used to work for us, but not necessarily work for us now. What do we need to change? Identifying what do we need to change? What do I need to change? What isn't working for me anymore? Just because something worked for us in the past, it doesn't mean we need to stick with it for the rest of our lives if it doesn't work for us anymore. We grow as people, we change, we evolve. And the things we do can also change and evolve. And what we need and what we don't need also changes and evolves. So it's not fair to like expect ourselves to like stick with the same thing if it's not helpful for us anymore. So identifying that, what in my life is working well for me? What am I doing that is working well? What am I doing that is not working for me? What am I doing that isn't working well for me? What am I doing that is a detriment to me, that I don't enjoy anymore, that I don't find fulfilling anymore? What am I doing that drains my energy more than helps me? Identifying these things and then trying to replace those things with other things. Another personal example for me is that I've been feeling like I've been lacking routine because I'm trying to re-enter the workforce after a break from working, and I'm trying to get back into work after a break. And so I have a lot of time. I have a lot of time and I have a lot of energy, and I don't necessarily know where to put all of that into. And the lack of routine until like last week where I started rebuilding it really made me feel dull. I felt very dull, and I felt very like unengaged with life because I'm just like, I have too much time. I don't know what to do with all of it. And so I started like building my own routine. So I mentioned swimming. So I started swimming lessons, and now I've been going swimming a few times a week just alone. I've been re-engaging with making videos. I've re-engaged with playing video games with a balance. I've started working on another creative project, like a bigger film project. Still applying for work, still boxing, still seeing friends. So it's just starting to build a routine. Like the swimming would be consistent, working on digital content would be consistent. Just trying to build something consistent that I can sort of show up to while I'm trying to re-enter the workforce in the meantime of like applying for work and re-entering the workforce after a break. Just doing that, and this like just I've been doing it for the past 2 weeks, and it's really helped with not feeling so dull in life, and like having a sense of like direction and purpose, and actively doing something while I'm trying to progress with my career, essentially. In summary, if we're feeling dull in our lives, it's about reigniting the spark. It's like reigniting the fire. It's like maybe we want to get rid of something that isn't working. Maybe we want to add some novelty into our lives, or take something that we love already or already doing and put a spin on it and turn that into something, sort of remake it into something else that we can enjoy. Looks like I'm doing karate or something. I'm not. I'm just talking with my hands. Take something, turn it into something new, add some different things to something we're already doing and we love, and just basically take something that's old and make it something new. Or it could be like basically identifying what's working, what's not working, and then changing things as needed. And just taking a good look at our routine and like what we are actually doing with our time and energy, because a lot of our time and energy can go into things that we don't realize are so mind-numbing, or things that aren't working well for us, and we do it out of automation and habit, and we might not even realize we're doing it. So it's important to slow down and be conscious of all of this. Like once we're conscious of something, then we can change it. If we're not consciously aware of something, then we can't exactly do anything about it. So it's about slowing down, being conscious, and identifying what's working, what's not working, and where do I need to make changes. That's all for this video, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.